Hi, this is Angela Manlove. I'm Artistic Director of CYT Indy. We want to thank you for being a part of our session and for taking time out to pour into our kids all of your training and your love and your passion. And so this training is meant to equip you with what you need to teach a CYT class and give you a bit of an idea of what to expect and how to maximize your time, which is very short in workshops, to make sure that you have the best possible class. So there are some best practices that we would love for you to observe. We want you to carefully review all of your paperwork. We know that it may not feel like the most fun thing, but our wonderful human resources coordinator, Jody Winthy, makes it as painless as possible. She sends you all the paperwork that you need, all of the policies that we'd like for you to make sure you review, and all you have to do is fill it out, scan it, and send it back to her. The really important thing is that you do so in a timely fashion. We want to make sure that we get your paperwork processed before your class, again, so that we can make sure payment is delivered in a timely fashion, and so that we can background check you and make sure that everything is good for you to be in the classroom. We also have new child abuse reporting policies, so we'll want to make sure that you review those policies very carefully. They've changed. The main difference is that the teachers or whoever first receives the report is going to be more involved in making the report than in the past. We used to have a designated reporter, which actually was me, and you would report information to me and I would report to DCS. Now we're going to make sure that you're a part of the process of actually reporting to DCS. So it's very important that in the moment, you understand you understand what you should be looking for, and maybe what are appropriate things to ask, and maybe what are things that you should shy away from asking. So if you are at all feeling like you need some review on that, please, please, please be sure to go online and click on this hyperlink to the Don't Wait, Make the Call, Report Child Abuse and Neglect in Indiana training. It's fantastic. It's on the DCS website. It allows you to go through modules so you can pick and choose the things that you feel are most important for you to review and cover. I mean, a lot of us have been through trainings like this in the past, so maybe there are things we know, maybe there are things that we feel we need to review more of. So this allows you to really hone in and focus on the parts that you feel you really need the most review on. And then you will sign off that you completely understand the reporting policies and what to look for in a potential report. We will also want you to make sure you read the class descriptions that are online. Parents sometimes come in with an expectation, obviously based on what we post online, and so we want to make sure that as much as possible we can meet that expectation. I know sometimes things are needed to be adjusted even in the moment because you have a certain group of kids, but we want to make sure that they're getting out of it what they signed up for. Also, there are additional resources that I will send to you. You will have access to a shared Google Drive with a lot of lesson plans. So, if you have a very specific skill that you're teaching, take a look at those resources. Sometimes the exact skill that you need to teach, there is a lesson plan in there already for it. So be sure that you check those out. It can make your prep work a lot less. Or you can even piecemeal some things together and have a pretty good idea mapped out of what you want to do. Or, of course, you can create your own. So there's no limit on that. We want you to be creative, but they're great resources to have. Also, I would like to schedule a call with you within a week of your class, just so that we can discuss what you've come up with and make sure that you feel comfortable going into the class and you understand, what to expect, and I can be of support to you. The best thing that you can do for your class is to keep your kids engaged. You only have a couple of hours to get your point across, so those are very, very valuable minutes that you have to engage them. Well, how do you do that, you say? Most of the time, after 10 or 15 minutes, kids, adults even, their eyes start glazing over when they're doing the same thing. And so the best way to keep people engaged and keep their minds fresh and to keep them thinking is to switch up your activities. So we love for them to do things that are hands-on. Sometimes even speaking to them or lecturing to them can be effective in small doses. Demonstrating skills. Oftentimes having an expert come in is one of their favorite things. Even though we know that our teachers are experts, there's something about having someone else come in and you say, this is, the artistic director of Phoenix Theater. That feels special to them to have somebody else that cared enough to come in and to give a little bit of feedback to them. So panels, discussions, lively discussions, getting their brains working, making sure that they are really taking in the content and are able to formulate an opinion. Those things are really important parts of making your class very dynamic, even though you have a short period of time. So that's a concept that we call chunking in education. I really encourage you to do it. Chunk your time off so that you have lots of different modalities and lots of different ways that kids learn. Also, we encourage you to prepare extra. You never know if something in your lesson plan is going to move faster than you expect or slower than you expect, or even just plain not work. And if something's not working, it's not always your fault. You can't always anticipate, especially when you have a workshop where you have a different group of kids every time. You can't always anticipate how quickly they'll pick something up or even how interested they'll be or how experienced they'll be. And so if you can have something else to pivot to, that can really save your class, and it can make your class feel like it's customized to their needs. And last but not least, wrapping up your class, please leave your facility better than you found it. We pride ourselves on doing that. Our facilities are so kind, most often given to us for free. So the very least that we can do is leave it the way we found it or better. Your area coordinator will help you and be your best friend and your partner in that. We also love to give feedback and to get feedback. So if there is something that we receive as feedback on a survey that we think would be helpful for you to know, we'll make sure to get in touch with you. If there's feedback that you have for us, we would love to have it. We're always trying to be better at what we do. And so that's an important part of reflective practice. And if you have something that you would like to share, please feel free to email me. For our 10-week classes, we usually do a full evaluation and debrief, but we're not going to do that for every workshop. We just want you to have any information we feel is pertinent, and again, for you to do the same, give us any information that you feel would make your experience better. Just be sure if there's anything that you borrowed from CYT Indy that you return it. We do have a warehouse and a warehouse coordinator, so if you need that person's information, let me know. We do have some things that you would be able to potentially borrow if you need something that's a specific costume piece or a prop. Pay will come within a week of your class. So a lot of times we will have that on site, especially if you were able to turn in your paperwork on time or before. Sometimes that is not the case, so don't fret. You will definitely get paid. It will come to you in the mail. So with that, that is the end of our presentation, and we really hope that you enjoy your time at CYT.